I'm in Salad and I saw True Romance. It was directed by Tony Scott, written by Quentin Tarantino, and if you haven't seen this movie, I will spoil it for you. And by the way, there's like a dog next door that's just gonna be freaking out the entire time during this review. You know, I have some neighbors that likes to leave their dogs outside while they go to work. And personally, I don't like it because this dog is cold, clearly. It's like 40 degrees outside and it's cold. This has nothing to do with the movie review. I'm just saying that I don't like that this dog is outside. I think it's kind of mean, but this dog also gets out all the time. You know, it's clearly not getting the attention it wants because it's barking all the time in my reviews. If you hear any dogs barking in like my previous reviews and future reviews, it's going to be that dog. Those owners don't like that dog. Why do they have a dog if they can't take care of it? Anyway, that's not this movie. This movie is actually containing no dogs, which is fun because there's a lot of violence, okay? So the movie starts, we're following Alabama and we're following Clarence. They meet in a movie theater and I like how Alabama is just like, oh, phew, I'm accidentally knocking my popcorn onto you. It looked so staged. Like, the way that she did it, it looked like it was intentional that she was doing that. I'm like, okay, you must be interested in that guy. Why are you hanging out with him in a movie theater? Why are you meeting him for the first time in a movie theater? And then freaking Clarence be like, yeah, well, that was a great time. We had a great time at the movie theater. You know, he's awkward. He's an awkward guy. And what's fun is that we have Alabama's like, you know, I do want to hang out with you some more. And then she's like, oh, let's go sleep together. And they have a hookup. And like, they kiss within like the first like 15 minutes. First 15 minutes, they have a kiss. And the movie is an hour and 48 minutes long. And so when I saw this, I was like, okay, they're gonna kiss. Obviously something bad is going to happen. My first thought was that actually there's going to be a murder of this chick because she's going to turn out to be very annoying. And boy, was I wrong. Update on the dog. The dog is now gone and now I shall resume to review this movie in peace. So anyway, frickin' Clarence in Alabama, they're hanging out. Alabama goes onto this billboard, which by the way, access to a billboard on an apartment, that was so cool. I want to see that so much. I want to live in a place where I can just walk onto a person's billboard from my apartment window. And this is the case with Clarence. And Clarence meets Alabama there, and Alabama's crying. She's like, actually, I'm a call girl. I've only done it a few times, but your boss was so sad for you that because you like to work at the comic store all the time and you don't like get late or anything, he felt so bad for you that he called me. And then Clarence was like, this is awesome, right? And then I really like the part where Alabama's like, no, this is not awesome, this is not awesome. I'm freaking out because I'm freaking out and I'm having a crisis, but you actually don't care. And I'm like, freaking Alabama, chill out. So this is the first side of crazy. First side of crazy is when she's freaking out about him not caring as much. She's like, shut up! Why do you not care? I find that to be very funny. And of course we have Alabama is just like, oh yeah, I have a pimp. His name is Drexel. And frickin', okay, Clarence didn't need to do this at all. Clarence didn't need to do this at all, man. He was like, you know, I'm going to go over and grab your stuff. And she's like, that's not a good idea. And Clarence is like, I'll do it anyway. And we have frickin' Alabama's like warning him. And Clarence is like, no, I got this. I totally got this. I got this. And he goes over there. He's not subtle about how much of an outsider he is. Drexel's immediately able to read his body language. He's like, yeah, dude, you're not chill at all. You're tense as heck. You're not accepting my food that I'm giving you. If you were, then you'd be like, oh, well, this guy doesn't care about anything. You clearly do. So you're clearly scared, and now I have men over you. You messed with the wrong guy. And all of the scenes that involve violence, they all start with like a great deal of tension that's being built, and it's like, who will shoot first? Oh no! Oh, who will do the dirty deed of violence first? And actually, wow, looks like Clarence was being chased, and so he shot them. Pow! That's not good. And then he didn't have to be so greedy. He stole money and cocaine, which, by the way, so funny. It's just so much of it. I'm like, why would you want to carry around a massive felony around you? Like, these guys are doing it because they have wealth and like party, and they have a bunch of people around them. So a bunch of people hiding their criminal activities. This freaking Clarence guy, just stealing it and then having it. And it's like, you don't know how to deal with any of this. Just cause drugs make a lot of money, there's risk to it too. You got yourself into a bad risk that you don't understand the risks of. You don't understand, like, oh, I could probably just sell all this cocaine to this guy, and he'll happily take it for $20,000 when it's appraised for $50,000 worth of the cola, which, by the way, I love it. I love using the word cola now. Give me the press on that cola. I'm like, oh, I get it, because, Coca-Cola. I get it. Yeah, I get it. Anyway, this freaking guy is like, it'd be a great idea if I were to just reduce the price by half. More than half. That's suspicious to anyone who has a brain. And it's like, you're trying to offload this. Why are you trying to be so quick, okay? Why are you trying to offload all this? You're clearly an amateur, and so doing all of the actions that he does paints him as an amateur, and like everyone in the drug industry who's getting notified of this, who's like, yeah, this guy got robbed. Oh yeah, this guy is messing with you. All this fun stuff that freaking Clarence doesn't understand because he's just a normie who doesn't understand this freaking business that he just stole his way into. And I'm like, dude, why? Why did you have to do any of this? You didn't have to involve yourself. And because of how much I'm so angry at Clarence, I like this movie a lot. Because Clarence gets what he deserves. Of course, he goes to his father. He tells his father that he's killed a person. And he's like, and the father's like, fucking, why did you tell me? Why did you tell me? Now I'm a target. And he's like, Clarence is to his dad, like, hey, can you see if the po are on my butt? And he didn't have to involve the police at all. They would have just naturally assumed it was a drug thing, but it's not. It's freaking, because you involved yourself, Clarence. It's now not. There's probable cause to look into it. It's kind of suspicious that his freaking father, who's not even working there, but he has a couple buddies, and he's just it's kind of suspicious that he's do you know what's up with that crime that happened a couple of days ago? No relation, no question. I don't care what actually happened. I just want to know what you think about it. It's dude, this looks shady as heck. So freaking Clarence is being shady as heck, and also, I really like it. Elliot is a good friend. Elliot is the guy that Clarence is like, hey, can you ask your dealer guy if he wants a bunch of coke? And then Elliot gets in trouble. Elliot has his big old dummy. He's like, oh, I gotta take this coke out of my pocket. And it's if you didn't make yourself look like a fool, the police wouldn't have made you looked at you. They wouldn't have looked at you at all. They'd been like, oh, do you know how fast you're going? He was like, no, my speedometer is broken. He's like, oh, well, you should probably get that fixed. You're going 85 and a 65. He's like, oh, I get it. But instead, because he's making a big old fuss, I gotta go, coke. I don't wanna get caught. But hey, woman. And it's this woman is not a ride or die woman. She's like, no, I don't want to take it at all. No. And because of this, they both, I'm assuming the woman, because she wouldn't take it and they were fighting over it, and then a bag split and it goes all over his face, and the cops are walk up. He's like, howdy, sir. And I'm just this freaking woman. She could have helped, but because she refused, the situation got worse. I hate her for it. Anyway, so now Elliot in order to avoid being in jail. What a rat. He's like, oh, let me just like get a wire up on me, and then let's do the trading of the cola. Oh, we gotta have a nice little meeting. And there's actually a movie guy who's really into, he's like movie first, but he does the cola on the side, and he's like, oh, I could probably buy a bunch of this stuff. And then like, what's interesting, freaking Elliot gets gunned down. Clarence is like, ugh, something's up. I really like this part. So the entirety of the movie, we have freaking Clarence is like, oh, Elvis is my Lord and Savior, and I see him in my schizophrenic hallucinations that I see. And I find this really funny because he's like, yeah, Elvis just does whatever. I'm gonna do whatever for Elvis. And then he goes to the bathroom, and in bathroom Elvis is like, yeah, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Meanwhile, outside, there's a freaking shoot-off going on. Everyone's shooting at each other. Almost everyone dies. We have Alabama doesn't die. Oh man, Alabama's really good at not dying. There's like a scene earlier where like one of the drug guys is like, oh, Alabama, hi, I got you. I caught you in a motel. You're gonna do this or else I'm gonna get you. And then like she was able to turn the tides and ended up murdering that guy. And I was like, whoa, that was so cool. That was so amazing of you. Good job. Amazing. I want to do more. I want to see more of this. And of course, she's like, does a little shoot. Oh, hey, don't do that. Don't do that to Clarence. I'm gonna shoot you. Fun stuff. And then Clarence in Alabama, happily ever after, and they have a baby named Elvis. And I'm just like, wow. I would not name my baby Elvis. I don't know. I personally don't know why they would choose to name one baby Elvis. I don't know, name it after a friend. Oh, I guess you're just so obsessed with Elvis. Freaking Clarence. Yeah, I find that to be a very funny ending. This movie, personally, I think I would have liked the ending more if Clarence died or Alabama died. That would have been fun. I was also told the fact that Tarantino wrote that ending originally where he did die, and then studio execs be like, yo, change that. And then he did change it to what was happening now. So that's all I know. Any fun facts or logic you have in the comments below, leave them in the comments below. I really like the acting. The acting is very convincing. I felt engaged with the story the entire time. I thought it was great. There's a lot of like Tarantino moments. This is technically not a Tarantino film review because he didn't direct it, and he doesn't count it himself as a movie that he's done, so I won't either. So I still haven't reviewed any Tarantino films. I won't until I get like really good, like once some like past expert movie reviewer mint salad over here with the 5,000 movie reviews. Once I hit that, then I'll do the Tarantino reviews, because then I would have, hopefully garnered a rich vocabulary to describe his films. So I think he does deserve that, and I'm not at the point where I can talk about his films right now. Personally, that's what I think. So yeah, there's a lot of strong colors in this movie. The colors are pretty thematic too. Like there's some moments that it feels like blue. It's like, then yeah, everyone was like sadder in that scene. The scene was blue. There's some bright scenes. It's like scenes of happiness. But it's like, there's also some fun Dutch angles I enjoyed. I also like, yeah, I said the acting. I like the, what is it called? I like the blocking too, but I'm thinking about set piece. The houses were cool. I liked the houses. They were pretty neat. So I gotta give this film like a solid 8 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one. YouTube really likes that. If you want a fast track movie review, you can do that for $20 deals at patreon.com/ASEPresents. And if you'd like to help support the daily grindiness of all them daily movie reviews, go to this link tree. Find a way you can help support the daily grind of all them daily movie reviews, so you can go here. And until next time, mint salad saw. I'll see you later, my sour croutons. Big bits.